that are useful for combat. Like, I'll probably have to do manual dice rolls for them, I'd imagine. Right, Brad?
Possibly.
I didn't listen to any of that. Sorry.
I mean, you can still just go on Google and just do like roll 3d10.
Correct.
Yeah.
However you want to do it. Yep. All right. Cool. Any other questions? Everyone comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone have a drink?
I'm getting a call on my work phone right now, but I'm not going to answer it.
Yeah, work's not important.
I've clocked off, fuckers.
That's like rolling a 3 on initiative and denying a work call.
Welcome, everyone. There's some mood music.
Just checking if any messages left.
I'm just going to quickly shoo animals out of my room. Give me uno memento.
I wish we could play Down by the River as the setup music. I was Googling if I could do that, but I think that'd be very illegal.
You can use whatever song you want. What are you talking about?
If I want to pay for it, when I go famous.
No. You literally just rip shit off YouTube. I do it all the time.
Are you gone or are you off camera?
No, I'm here. I was just off camera because I was shooting cats, not shooting cats. That's a big difference.
Yeah, careful.
Shooing,
not shooting. Shooing.
I'm getting a phone call as well. Okay.
Yeah,
welcome. Let's get to it. All right. So, welcome to the introduction to the campaign. We're gonna launch right into it here, team. As I mentioned to you, you're gonna have a chance to introduce your characters, but not quite yet. And I've already set the stage that you don't know each other. You're each coming from unique and different backgrounds. Curtis, you're off camera. I can't see you. Look, starting with Acrid, you wake up on a beach outside of Neverwinter. Some of the first visions and only visions that you have that return to you are that of the high seas and a ship, but nothing else is discernible. You walk towards the docks of Neverwinter to stow away in the first ship you see to leave shore. You feel a calling or even a pull to one of the ships that appears ready to sail, and you jump on board, hidden in the hull to stow away to wherever the next destination might be. Solomon, in your search for peace, you hear tidings of a religious cloister on an island off the shores of Neverwinter. Some mention a great healer that wields magic there. With nothing left to lose, you choose to embark on the next supply ship, making way for the island. Can she help you forget? Can she bring peace? Liliana, after leaving your farm, you've journeyed for life near Neverwinter to the nearest town, and you take up refuge in the nearby forest, living off the land. Through your comings and goings, you heard of a famous healer, a magical being on an island off of Neverwinter. The crier spoke of the island as it has been dormant and peaceful for a very long time, but rumors of turmoil have reached landfall. You heard an announcement of volunteers for a shipping run to an unnamed island off of Neverwinter and decide to jump aboard, seeking whatever comes next. You've all found your way onto a shipping vessel that you're, well, two of the three of you were aware is heading to an island just off of Neverwinter. Curtis, Acrid, you're none the wiser. The ship is sailing. Curtis, you're still in the hull. You're hiding, and a great storm hits, and you are getting smashed by the seas. There's lightning smashing all around. It's your traditional sort of storm at sea. It's loud. The ship is nearly buckling in the strength of the wind and the storm. You're no closer to your destination. It's been relatively uneventful until the storm starts, and all of a sudden, Curtis, you come up to the top deck. Acrid, you come up to the top deck to try and help sail the ship. It's all hands on deck. You're all doing whatever you can to keep the ship going. No one even noticed that Curtis is a stowaway. So no one, everyone's fighting for their life right now. So yeah. You're all doing whatever you can to keep the ship afloat. And all of a sudden, this sea being jumps up onto the deck. It's large in size. It's blue. It's got a mermaid's tail. It's serpentine. It has a trident and hand, and it says, "These waters belong to the Scaled Queen. I'm here to collect her tribute."
Okay.
You can see in the being it looks violent in nature. It looks like if it doesn't get what it's come here for, it's going to attack. It's hostile in nature.
All right. So I'll reach out and say, what is it you're actually looking for?
400 gold pieces should do it. You should have plenty of that in the hull.
Well, me being a stowaway, I would have no idea what's available in the hull. I reach over to the captain and I say, "Pay this thing. It's gonna kill us."
The captain is quivering in fear next to you, Acrid. He doesn't know what to do. This being is a monstrosity from the ocean, and it's frightened the crew. The crew's just doing what they can to quiver and hide behind barrels and whilst keeping the ship afloat. So you feel as though you are alone in this encounter.
Can I punch the captain?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
All right. I want to punch the captain to like wake him up.
Yep.
I don't want to like knock him out, but I just want to like hit him.
You knock him.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, to give him a whack and get kind of like remind him that it's gonna hurt a lot more if this thing hits you.
He shakes to life, and he realizes that he does need to do something. Oh, what do I do? What do I do?
And I tell him like, go get the gold.
We can't give. That's all the gold we have. We can't give him that. That's everything we have.
It's not my gold, so I don't care.
Yeah, there's no we.
Yeah, there's no we in this. This is. I'm now extorting for the being to get the gold.
He refuses. He refuses. He said, "No, I can't. I couldn't possibly do it. I couldn't possibly do it. It's all the gold we have. I'd lose my job."
Then I push the captain towards the being.
All right. The captain flies through the air, and can you roll a strength check? Actually, let's see how far he flies.
Oh, he's flying.
The captain soars through the air, and he bounces off of this mermaid reptile being, and the mermaid reptile being takes his trident and just puts it straight through. He's dead.
Yep.
And he starts to move towards you. He's about 25 meters away from you now, so on the other side of the ship, the three of you are on the top deck as well, facing him.
The three of us? Who do you mean the three of us?
Oh, so all three of us are here. Okay.
You're all there. You're all there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been talking to it like it's just me.
I thought you were just the only one interacting. No, you're all there.
No,
you're all on the
no.
top deck of the ship. You're all witnessing this.
No,
my mistake.
You said it was me up there. You didn't say anything. So I
That was my
didn't realize
mistake.
there was other people here.
Yes. So everyone is pretty much everyone. Yeah, it's all hands on deck. Remember, we're all trying to keep the sails.
Yep.
We're keeping the place afloat at the moment. So everyone's there. Everyone's witnessing what's going on, and the being is leeching towards you to seek payment.
Okay. So we are getting the very strong nudge that this being is definitely meaning business and wants to hurt the people on the ship if it doesn't receive its gold.
Yeah, the marrow, we'll call it, is clearly hostile in nature if it doesn't receive what it wants.
It's already killed the captain.
It is English in speaking, so it can be spoken to. You recognize the language that it speaks of, English, and it can be spoken to. But you can tell this is an old being. This is a strong being from the deeps.
Well, I look at the other two and I basically say, I'm like, well, I tried. It's up to you guys.
Right.
Sorry,
so
how big is this boat? Like,
He is
Is it
a
pretty-
large
No,
monstrosity.
not the guy. The boat itself.
The boat is large. You're talking about a large, larger than a pirate ship. It's a shipping vessel, so it's actually, you know this, Solomon, that this boat is the once per year boat that brings supplies to the island of Stormwreck Island. You're the only one that knows exactly where it's going. So sorry, Marie does as well. But yeah, it's a large ship that can carry many people with a large
and
surface on board.
all the supplies and shit would be at the bottom, yeah, like
It's on
underneath in the cargo hatches.
hull. It's in the hull. It's in the second floor, just beneath you.
I think, to be perfectly honest, Solomon would probably, like, maybe not slip away necessarily, but just like make sure that right now there's not a fight immediately going on, and then head down and try and find some gold down there. He'd be trying to diffuse at the moment.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think
All right.
I think Liliana, with her, like, close ties to nature, and she does, she's got like a little bit of druidic magic, and in general she does kind of respect these kind of nature type
That's right.
beings. She does also have a create or destroy water spell. So I'm considering maybe she will approach the being with her staff held out, and kind of preparing her hands for the create water spell, and but not casting it, just kind of having that preparation
It's ready. She's prepared.
ready to go.
Yep.
And she's going to ask the being, essentially, what is the problem here? We know what she wants, but what is the issue? Are we
You're trespassing. These
trespassing.
waters belong to the Scaled Queen. You're trespassers, and we demand payment. I'm here for that payment and that tribute.
Okay, so she's wanting a toll. Okay. I suppose. So I'm just trying to think.
Solomon, have you gone to the hole yet?
Yeah, I'm as far as I'm aware in the hull. I'm having a look what's around. I mean, there's no captain to
There's a
stop me
lock.
anymore.
There's a
so-
locked door. There's a locked door in front of you that you perceive to be where all the storage of the hull is going to be.
What's the door made of?
Wood.
I kick that shit.
Let's roll a strength check.
That's saving throw. Strength check. Yeah, surely. That's a nat 20.
Is it nat 20? No.
Nat 20. That's why it's green. The +3 is just my modifier.
Oh, well done. You smash the door down with vigor, and before you see plenty of gold there.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab up. I'm gonna grab 500 gold worth, or what I perceive to be
Perfect.
500 gold.
You pick up 500 gold. What would you like to do with it?
I would like to head up the top and immediately take charge of the situation and pretty much just say to this being, like, enough, here's your toll, there's extra in there for your troubles, just leave us be, let us pass. I don't have time for this, basically, is more or less the vibe I'm going for.
He takes the Marrow takes the gold and jumps back into the ocean. And the ship
Wonderful.
continues to sail.
Okay, great. So, Liliana's going to look over at the man that just gave all this gold to this being, and she's going to feel a little admiration there that he's just kind of given her what she wants, and she's going to be like, okay, maybe this guy's okay, and asks for his name.
So, has my headset just died?
No.
No? Okay. Everything just went silent in it. Hang on.
I turned the music off.
Just turn the music off.
He's talking.
He's talking. So as you're speaking to one another, Liliana, as you're speaking to Solomon, the storm starts to part, and the waves start to cease, and you're starting to approach. In the very distance, you see an island,
Wonderful.
and it's still there.
I come up to the front.
Sorry, I'm back.
And that's okay.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
emerge from the back of the area and be like, "Well, I'm glad you guys handled that." I wasn't getting anywhere.
You look around, Acrid, and you see quite a disdain for you, given you hurled your captain to this marrow.
I've already forgotten about that.
When you left Solomon, you were speaking with Liliana. I mentioned that the ship has started to the waters have started to subside. The ocean started to clear. The clouds have started to clear, and the sun rays starting to come through the clouds as you see off in the very distance an island.
Fantastic.
Is there anyone actively confronting Acrid for that, or not really, or is it more just like
they're all
glances across the boat?
The people on the boat are very much, they're not warriors. They're shipping vessels. They sort of identify you as much more much stronger beings than they are. So
Yeah, they're like traders and merchants.
So you can see off the bow, Solomon, you recognize this is Stormwreck Island. It promises of rare wonders. Seaweed shimmers in countless brilliant colors below you, and rays of sunlight defy the overcast sky to illuminate the lush grass and dark basalt rock of the island. Avoiding the rocks jutting up from the ocean, your ship makes its way towards a calm harbor on the island's north side. Now, against the mountain that you're approaching, you can see an open-air temple. You can see beings sort of flooding around. It's built into the cliff face. The ship drops anchor just at the north of the harbor, and the sailors, while being very reluctant to speak to even the three of you, sort of associating the three of you as different and them associating Acrid with killing their captain, reluctantly say to you, this is there will only be one run in the rowboats to shore for people, and they invite the three of you into the boat.
Perfect.
Before I leave, I'm assuming heavily inexperienced and underqualified young fella that's now piloted that boat in with the death of our captain. And giving him a brief little pat on the back and telling him he was the hero of the day.
Fortunately, the captain's first mate, was competent at sailing and was able to sail the rest of the ocean. It almost felt like when the Marrow dismissed itself, it felt like the ocean, that's when it calmed down. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, we weren't finding that shit.
He's thankful for your admiration and looks away.
So I'm going to turn to the other two before I get in the ship and be like, so what's going on? It's like,
Right.
I just got here and I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
Like I just hopped on this boat. I have no idea what's going, like where I am or where I'm going. It just kind of feels like I've been pulled here.
So Stormwreck Island, did you say it's is it a civilization or is it?
You know of it as you've heard, Solomon, you have personally heard that there is a religious sanct here, and you know of the island having been walked with dragons before. You know of it as a place where dragons have been in the past. You don't quite know the history of it, but you know that it's been a magical place that dragons have had like a affiliation to in the past, and that was what drew you here. You'd known of a religious cloister that there was a famous healer, magical being that you were seeking enlightenment from. So that's really as much as you know.
Right. So I suppose I'd then relay that to Acrid and pretty much just say to him, like, so I take it you're the stowaway, and pretty much just relay to him that it is like a religious island with that dragon, with the draconic history, I suppose. And then just let him know that I'm here to see a friend and ask where he's from, basically.
I look at him and I just say, I appreciate the introduction, but I just don't know. I don't know who I am or where I'm going. I'm just kind of going with the feel, like if I have a calling to what I'm doing.
I think Solomon would probably just look at him, sort of a small amount of, maybe not misery, but reflection in his eyes, and sort of just say to him, like, maybe that's more of a blessing than you realize, and sort of head on his way towards the island.
Yeah. And I think it would kind of be easy to say that Liliana is not saying anything, but you can tell that she's paying like really close attention to the interaction. She's listening in, but kind of pretending to not, if that makes sense.
You all jump in the boat?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. All right, so...
No, I stay on the ship. Fuck you, DM.
Yeah, well,
I'm heading
you
back.
can.
I've changed my mind.
You're asking about when you're going to level up. It's going to take a while.
Milestones don't come easy.
Yeah, exactly. You got some swimming to do now.
No, I should be level 7. That was 7 milestones, beating that.
So you're on the ship. Waters are calm. There's 2 people looking at you with disdain that are rowing the boat towards the land. And I'll invite the 3 of you to introduce your characters, tell people whatever you want to know about the background, if anything, and what they look like and what their name is.
Wonderful. Who's first?
I suppose I'll go first, because
Pip,
I
go
feel like
first.
Solomon is not exactly the type to readily make friends. He's not quick to trust by any means. So I suppose he'd sort of be walking ahead of the pack, almost with no early intention of staying with you guys at the start, at least. But what you'd see is pretty much an old man. He'd look probably 50s, 60s to you guys, but with I suppose the body and build of a much younger man. He's tall, he's muscular, low, like sort of early 6 foot. He's got a kind of sunken expression that is more or less a sign of don't fuck with me, but for your own safety rather than his. He wants to be left alone and go about his ways. He's obviously got a lot of things about him that he doesn't like being public knowledge. Visually, at least, you'd see these kind of, I suppose they were once electric blue eyes that have kind of faded to like a dull greyish blue. And you'd see what at first almost looks like scars all along his face, along his arms, onto his hands of almost lightning bolts that have this sort of incredibly, like, very, very dull, almost unnoticeable purplish blue hue to them. He'd be wearing this armor, chainmail, that shows that obviously he appreciates, like, good quality products, but he's not at all vain in the sense of if it does the job, he doesn't care what it looks like. He's got a warm fur coat or hood, which until that fight scene, I suppose, would have been draped over his head as he sat in the corner, but since has kind of pulled back, exposing him to the sun and allowing you guys to get a better look at him, realistically. And at his side, you'd see a long broadsword, which again looks not flash, not spectacular, but well worn and like it means business, basically. So that would be what you'd see of Solomon.
Do you want to go next?
Sure. So Liliana is a half drow. So she does have the bluish grey